Well, here's something real cute. My mother had a picture taken of me. In those days, they didn't bother with cameras and stuff. But somebody took a picture of me, and I must have been pretty close to 2 years of age or a year and a half. So they wanted to make a funny picture of me. So they put on a pair of my father's high-top shoes on me. And I don't know what kind of pants I had or whatever, or a shirt. And they put a straw hat on me, old-fashioned straw. And they took my picture.
Oh.
It was a really cute picture. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, okay. And then when I was older, they moved to Chicago, and I went to school there until 5th grade. And then when I was in 5th grade, they moved to Waukegan, and I went to school there, and the school was different. It seemed as though the Chicago schools were much more, they were stronger. I mean, they put out a better education. So I stayed there until I graduated there, and then I went into high school. And I made the 4 years of high school. I had 2 years of Spanish, I had 2 years of Latin, and I had math, which I hated. I had sewing, I learned how to sew there.
That's cool.
And also in the grade school, they had a special building for girls to learn how to cook and sew, and boys had to learn how to do the mechanical work, like fixing a car or fixing a nail and something. That was very nice. I learned a lot of stuff, and I had a real good teacher. So I know how to sew. I know how to make French things, hand buttonholes, everything in the... And my mother, too, my mother was a floor lady in a factory for 40 women, and she was only 14 years old.
Oh, what kind of factory?
She was a crackerjack at men's suits with their buttonholes.
Oh, really?
Everything was done by hand.
Tell her about that.
Oh.
That was a great story.
Okay. I had a German girlfriend, and she was really, her family was wonderful to me. They knew I was Jewish, and on her 16th birthday, I think it was, they bought her a bike.
Wow.
And she loved the bike, of course, and she knew how to ride the bike, but I didn't. And she made me learn how to ride a bike on her brand new bike. I said, I'm afraid to get on there. No, Bea, you go. So they put me at the top of the street where it was elevated, and they put me on there, and they said, just go. I said, what do I do? No, just go, and you'll see. So I just went, and I went over the curb, and I fell off the bike. And I might have damaged a brand new bike, but she didn't care.
Oh.
So then she had cousins by the dozens.
Yeah.
And then when I got to ride real good, one night after dinner, we all got on our bikes, must have been about 4 or 5 of us, and we drove from Waukegan all the way up to Highland Park at night.
Oh, wow.
And we didn't get home until after 12.
On your bikes? Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
how fun was that?
That was a long way. I thought my arms were and my legs were going to come off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how did you get your bike? You had to work for your bike.
Oh, I worked for my father. He was in the fruit business at the time.
Your grandpa.
Oh.
Your father.
And he had a big open back, what do you call it?
Truck.
The back of a truck.
Yeah.
He had his bananas in there and great big long baskets, and potatoes and fruits and vegetables. And what I would do is I stay in the back of the truck and just pull the stuff forward and he would take them off. And then when you had to go in, you go into it looks like a store, but it's like where they have everything ready to load for
the market,
for the drivers. So, and the men are kind of rough. So I heard one man tell another man, "Watch your stuff. There's a lady here." And I got $1 a week.
Wow.
$1 a week for 5 days of work. And then after the 16th week, it was during summer vacation, there was a lot of weeks, I saved up enough money to go and buy the bike. And the bike was $16.
Wow.
And I said to my Dad, I need to have a bike. Will you let me go on your truck and try to help you with whatever I can? So he relented and he let me go that way. And that's how I got my bike.
That's good.
Wow.
But I had a stand, well, I call it a stand, a counter all by myself.
Oh.
Selling little organdy-like dresses, made very simply, for 25 cents a dress.
Wow. For kids?
25 cents a dress.
For little kids?
For little girls.
Oh.
And so some ladies bought 6. So then that brought the sale up to $1 and a quarter. And that was a big sale.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, then I worked myself into the infant wear and junior, and then I made more money there with
Did you make commission?
Commission
Oh.
than the manager. I made more money because I'm a fast seller. So she got kind of mad, but it didn't do any good. And then one day Teddy calls me on the telephone, and he says, "Oh, my sister, she had a baby girl." So then I said, "Hey, my boyfriend's sister, she had a baby girl." They knew she was pregnant.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It was, hard times, but I had a Gentile woman. She was Polish, and she was so nice. She was a widow. And so on Saturday, we had to work till 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
So after it was over, we took the streetcar and we went downtown.
Oh.
And we were kind of hungry, so we would go to this restaurant. Oh, I wish it was here. W&R it was called, and they had the best corned beef. Oh, man, was it good. And they had buckets of sauerkraut and pickles.
Oh, wow.
So what we did, we each one ordered a good corned beef sandwich, and we were still hungry. So I said, "Should we get another one? We'll split it." "Yeah, anything I want." Just went for it. So we had a sandwich and a half, and then we went to watch a movie.
Oh.
And then we got home real late.
Oh, that's so nice, Ma.
Yeah. After high school, I came to Chicago for 1 week to go to beauty culture school.
Wow.
Because my Aunt Ida in Michigan gave me $25, and that's how much it was, $25 for the 1 week at the beauty culture school in the Chicago Theater building.
Wow.
I know my way around Chicago pretty good. So I went to the school and I learned a little bit, not too much, because I knew a lot myself. And then I came back and I had to go back to work and look for a job, which was not to be had. Then I was out of work for 2 years until we moved back to Chicago, and I was out of work still a little bit, but I got a bunch of girlfriends over there. We had a club, believe it took me into their club for bridge. I hated it, but I stayed. And I worked at Goldblatt's for 3 years. And that's when Ted went in. I had met Ted. And we were going together for quite a long time before we got engaged. He had to leave to go to the Army, so he said, I'm not going. I said, what do you mean you're not going? You're going to A.W. Well? So I called my mother on the telephone. I said, Ma, Ted and I are going downtown to the court. We're going to get married in court. Good luck, my dear. Wish you all the luck in the world. And he didn't tell his mother or father that he was going to get married. And they were against the marriage from the get-go. So, the next day, the notice comes into the paper. They used to do this at that time. Beatrice Class married Theodore Speak. Beatrice was 23, he was 21. So then one of his aunties, saw the ad in the paper and called up his mother. Do you know that your Teddy married this girl? Her name is Beatrice Class. What? His aunt surprised his mother. Oh, was she? So then we were supposed to go out for dinner, and I don't know if we did or not. It was all mixed.
Didn't you somebody bring cold cuts to the wedding?
About a week later, we got married by a rabbi in my mother's old-fashioned apartment.
Oh.
And my girlfriend, Faye Risen, she was present with a belly already. She was ahead of, and she went out and bought the corned beef.
She's the one. Yeah.
We had a rabbi who didn't know how to talk English, so he talked
kidding.
Hebrew. He did the whole thing in Hebrew. We didn't know. We didn't know when we were married or not. We didn't know. They had a canopy. My brothers held one stick and they got some other. My dad took some of his cartridges and brought them up and they held the other stick.
Really?
And we got married. A real Jewish wedding.
We're in the temple?
No, in my mother's house.
Oh, in your mother's house. Who brought the chuppah?
1254 North Point.
Oh. Who brought the chuppah?
It was an old-fashioned building. Second floor.
Who brought the chuppah?
The rabbi.
Oh.
There was one Jewish guy. It was a Jewish dance. So I danced with him, and then he said, "You want me to take you home?" All right. So he took me home, and he gives me the story. You know, he says, I have my own apartment. And I have this, and I have that, and I have etchings. It's etchings. It's an old time gimmick. He says, would you like to be my girlfriend for the summer? I'd probably live with him. I said, no, I don't think so. Well, you must have a boyfriend, and I did already. I says, no, I lied. So then he took me up. Then we got by that. We got to my house, and he took me up the front steps, and I went in the front door. And before I closed the door, I said to him, you're not going to like this. Listen here, you schmuck. The next time you go to a dance, be sure you don't proposition a Jewish girl. Go to the 60s, and now you can go to hell.
Where was Grandpa Ted deployed? In Panama, right?
Oh, he was in the canal zone.
Panama Canal.
And his job was the payroll. He paid all the soldiers that were down there.
Mhm.
So he had it pretty easy. We lived off the base. And we had a lovely townhouse. It was very nice for
How long
about
was it?
11 months.
Oh,
That's
that long?
That long.
No, she loved it.
And then the war was over, and we celebrated the end of the war in Sarasota.
Yeah.
And everybody came out of their houses and down the main street in cars, and everybody was, oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was in 1945?
Around there, I guess. I don't know. I lose track of time. After the war was settled and the boys were still getting checked out, they were able to go and live with their wives in different, where they could find a place. And so we stayed in that
Nice townhouse.
townhouse. And I started to cook and bake for him on a 3-burner stove.
Wow.
I made the best custard donuts you ever ate in your life. I made the best coffee cake.
In your life.
In my life.
Oh, he must have been like a pig in shit.
I made the best apple pies.
Yeah.
And we had some friends, neighbors that were from Illinois. And they were our, we played the game, geez, I forgot the name. I taught them, not Kaluki, but another game. And every week we had a meeting. We had a game. And we all took turns having the meeting. They loved to come to our house because they couldn't wait. They were eating my donuts just like they were eating peanuts. They couldn't wait to get them. I made a real thick chocolate cover, you know, for them, and good custard and stuff. It was fun. It was good. I didn't see him for 27 months.
Wow.
And when he came back, and we were lucky to get a little apartment. He asked me if he could have some of his friends that were with him in that territory where they held that. I said, sure, you can have him, you know. I'll make a chicken. Send me the chicken, very nice. And we had the little apartment furnished just beautiful. I had everything custom made because I saved my money while I was working. So one of them said, not even, I didn't even ask how did he behave himself? Did he go and date some other woman? Oh no, Mrs. Fee, I have to tell you, he was a very, very good boy. And he would just wait outside until all of us fellows were through. You go to Hood House. I didn't ask, but they told me. So he was true to me all the way. He was a good man, very good man. Yeah, we had nice friends over there too.
Yeah.
We had, he was a professional baseball player from Michigan, not Pontiac, from where the cars.
Potomac, Michigan?
Somewhere, yeah.
Detroit?
And she was a nurse. For the Army. Yeah, so we had dinners with them.
Oh, Daddy must have loved talking to him.
Us girls cooked. And we couldn't get butter, so we made margarine and colored it with yellow.
No kidding. How'd you make margarine?
They made plain margarine, just white. And then you take and you soften it, and they give you a little yellow pill, and you mash it real good. And then you mix it, and it turns into, looks like butter.
No kidding. Amazing.
Yes, you had to have a lot of things that you had to change, make them cheaper.
Yeah.
It was hard to get certain foods.
Sure. Wow.
Where Daddy was stationed. They needed someone for blood transfusion that had type O blood. Type O blood. Daddy had type O blood. And they were giving $25 for the type O blood.
Oh, that was a lot of money.
So we got $25 for that. And then we were walking towards we were on the road and we were hoping somebody would pick us up. So some man did pick us up. You could see he was a businessman. He had a Cadillac.
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
He was a nice man.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why Teddy sat in the back, but I had to sit up front.
Why did
And
you
then,
sit odd?
Wait, you're going to hear something. So I'm sitting up front and we're riding along. He was from Illinois too. So he felt sorry for this young couple and they have to walk. Okay, he gave us a ride. Then I look like this down in between, you know, where I'm sitting and where the man is. And what do I see? A great big long pistol. Scared the little shit out of me.
I know.
Yeah.
But I guess he took that for protection for himself. He must have been a salesman of some kind.
Yeah.
And he gave us a ride all the way to the where the boys stayed, to the station where they were stationed. He gave us a ride. One other time, he wasn't quite in the army and we wanted to go to a ball game. So we took the streetcar, and as we got off the streetcar, you had to walk to the ballpark, Cubs. So we're walking along, and we were not too far, and a car stops. And would you kids want me to take you to the ballpark? Yeah, sure, okay. I said, who are you? Phil Cavaretta.
Who was he?
He was a famous ball player.
No way.
Oh, wow.
The nicest guy.
Did you get in the car with him?
Sure.
Go!
Daddy and me. I saw some famous people in my days, too.
Who else did you
I
see?
saw Clark Gable.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about the suitcases.
Clark Gable. I was 17 years old. I wasn't married. And on Saturday, having no money, I would just like to go window shop. So I used to go, I would start on one side of State and Lake and walk to the other end of it, cross the street and go down and look again. So when I come to where the Palmer House is, which is just a stone's throw from State Street,
Yes, it is.
I see there's a big parade going on. Something. So I said, heck, I'm going to see what's going on. So I see there's a bunch of people in front of the Palmer House, so crowded you couldn't even get in there. So what did I do? I went, they're all standing there, and I bent down, and I looked through the legs, and who do I see? I see some guy sitting there outside with alligator suitcases. Oh, there must be somebody real rich. And I pushed myself a little bit more. And there he's sitting in the back seat, gorgeous like you never saw in your life. If you think he was beautiful in the movies, you should have seen him in person. So I got to see Clark Gable.
Wow.
Then another time I went on Saturday and they had a big parade for something, and Mickey Rooney was in there in an open car and put the hands out. I shook his hand.
You shook Mickey Rooney's hand?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. You never told me that.
Who's that?
No, he shook everybody's hand. People were putting their hands out just like at Jay Leno's show where people put their hands out.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I know.
So yeah, so I shook Mickey Rooney,
Clark Gable.
Clark Gable. I think he had a mother and a father.
Mm-hmm.
They also had a daughter. He had a sister.
Auntie Ruthie?
Yes.
Oh.
And you heard about Auntie Ruthie?
Not really.
No. She was a live wire. She loved the men. She was married to a nice Jewish, good-looking man, fella, that her cousin fixed her up with. And they had a wedding at home. She was dressed as a bride. They had a beautiful home, and she came down the bedroom stairway, and she got married. I wasn't there, but I was told. And then, after a while, her mother-in-law moved near me, where my apartment was. And all the things that she told me about her daughter-in-law blew the living stack off the roof.
Auntie Ruthie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't talk about it now.
It's okay, you go ahead. I know the whole story anyway. You go. Go ahead.
I'll tell you one thing. She was just not lily white. That's all.
Oh, well, that's for sure.
She was that way.
She was a wild woman.
Yeah.
She outlived 4 husbands and a boyfriend.
We went to England.
Mm-hmm.
We traveled there with your auntie and her husband and Ted, my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to see some shows from Broadway. They were doing Chorus Line. We saw them over there in England. And I was in grade school. We came to, in geography, came to the part where we're in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to go, ever since I saw the pictures of the Vatican in the book, in the geography book. I said, oh my God, that's gorgeous. 8 years old already.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful stuff. I was already steeped a little bit in arts.
Mm-hmm.
That is gorgeous. I want to see that someday. And I did. So we did that. We did Italy, up and down, from one part to the other. We even went into, there's a certain part at the end, it goes into the Mediterranean Ocean, and you have to get into a special boat. We did that, and you go into a cave, that much room to get through on a little boat. And I hit my head on that part of the cave. Yeah, so we did that. We went to Florence. We went to where they do on the gondolas, you know.
Oh, Venice.
Huh?
Venice.
Venice. We did Venice. And then we even went to Switzerland, which is Switzerland was the big disappointment.
Really?
Because we went up on a cog rail where it took 2 hours to get up there. Then when you get up there, they take you to see the mountain. And they have like outlooks, spaces that you could look right into the mountain. So I looked into the mountain, and what did I see? Pop bottles, cigarette butts, black, where you would think the snow would be white. It was dirty. Switzerland did not keep those mountains clean. So we did that. Went to Israel. Went to the Holy Land. No big deal. One church after another. You want to go to church. Then the driver says, do you want to go to that case where the Arabs are? they have the things for sale. And I went to get a samovar. You know what a samovar is? It's a brass kettle.
Oh.
And you put charcoal in the middle of a tube in the kettle, and you light it unfortunately.
Yeah.
And there's water around it.
Yeah.
It's all included. So the driver of the bus that took us on these trips, he says, well, we did all the churches and all the synagogues, one next to the other. Oh, the cat. So it was not so hot.
Not
So
so hot.
then when he said, well, now we're going back. I said, no way. I still have not gotten my samovar. Well, we don't like to give business to the Arabs. I said, well, that's too bad. That's one of the reasons why I came out to this country. I want to go there. And everybody in the bus, we want to go with me.
Of course. So did you go?
Of course.
Of course you
went.
went. Of course you went. Good. Did you get your
I got my
samovar?
samovar.
Yeah, you did. Good for you. Oh my God.
And you know this here,
I know.
people tell me stuff. It's locked and it doesn't come out until
I know.
I want it to.
I know. I know.